What's going on? Move the mouse back in City Skylines. Let's play Season 9, Episode number 7, The Town of Swampscott. It's better than it sounds. And in the last episode, we put in some above-ground metro, just a little bit. I know there was a little bit upset in the comments that we shouldn't be worrying about metro at 7,000. And then there's other comments about, you know, your traffic's going to be terrible because of all these things you're doing. Like, it's not terrible. I know it's not perfect in spots, and this is not how you want to handle a highway exit for a big city. And the AI is so stupid sometimes. It's using this as a turnaround lane. That makes a lot of sense. Let's come all the way off the highway to turn around. Unless I haven't provided a route somewhere. Can you go? Oh, that might be why. We don't have any way to go left and go that way, right? Is that correct? I gotta figure that out. We gotta redo this. This was slop. All right, so where are we? Almost at our next milestone. The reason and I already am off track. This is perfect episode. It's gonna we're right on target here. The reason that I threw that above ground metro was not because we needed it especially, and not because I want this bridge to stay all wonky like that, but I want to show you some of the new mechanics. Right, we dropped in the elder services and the childcare services, and I threw a fish market right next to them because that makes sense. But we're trying to have some fun and just mess around with some of the new concepts and build a city. Looks like we had a fire here. We didn't see it though, so we just have to assume. Maybe somebody caught it in the background of one of my shots. I don't know. We've been pretty lucky after a couple bad episodes, but it is gonna catch up with us sooner or later. So milestone wise, at 10,000, I think we get the monorail station, metro monorail train hub, metro inner city bus hub. That would be pretty awesome. So let's see if we have enough money for that, because what would make more sense, right, is if we had one of these two stations acting, probably this one. This looks like we can drop that in there as a metro bus hub, you know, and then we could pull people into what will ultimately be the slightly larger half of the city. They come off the roundabout. It should support decent traffic, not the best, but I should do something like this, which is to have entrance and exit lanes rather than have a 90-degree turn built right onto the roundabout. But we'll see how this handles traffic and what the inner city bus route does. So demand wise, what are we gonna do? Where are we gonna cram some people in here? What can we do? We could get maybe another neighborhood up in over here. I think we could do that. Let's do this. We'll move a couple people out. That's all right. And let's see. What do we got going on for power here? Why is this power even running over here at this point? I don't think we need it, right? Is it just going there? Yeah. Ah! I didn't mean to break the road. That we might need. But let's bring that up over here, because that's spreading power across the other side of our city. Let's get a few more neighborhoods in here. Those people are... Oh, let's connect this road that I broke and forgot to repair. So yeah, we'll get some more low-density residential. I'm still not sure. We're going to have a little pocket of some high-density buildings. Maybe a couple apartments in the downtown area. But I still don't know. I think we might want to start thinking about connecting these. This was kind of a placeholder for a highway. I don't know if we're going to do a highway coming through here. So let's do freeform. Let's see. We might have to hook these up a little funny. I don't know. I think maybe just a straight shot there. Maybe something like this. Could be all right. And then let's connect at least one more of these through. How's this going to line up? Let's see. This makes more sense to line up just as a cross street. And I know it's a little wonky. That's okay. We can start doing that off towards the edge of the map, which I think this side is going to be the edge of our map. But let's get a couple more neighborhoods in here. Just because we've got a lot of residential demand and we need to get to 10,000. That's kind of most important. And then we can start worrying about some of the other stuff. So this is not connected yet. I think we should connect this. Not that this is ideal, but this will kind of give us a little way through here. And I don't suspect it's going to be supporting a ton of traffic, but we could have a little commercial pocket. We have enough demand for it. So let's do commercial all up and down here. Maybe we intersect this road rather than have it come over at this point. Because the reason it was over was because we wanted to have a highway through there. We can always rip it out later. But let's get that all connected so people can start moving in a little bit. And then maybe just to right there. I don't know. I don't know if I like that. Let's come out. Let's leave that. We'll leave that. Zoning commercial. That's a decent commercial pocket. And then we'll jump back over to residential for here for now. Sometimes, you know, it's just a balance. A balancing act. You know, where do you want people to live, but also what zoning do you need at the moment? Let's get one more little commercial pocket in there since we have so much demand for it. We got to start looking kind of at what our balance is over here, because I don't think we've got a little bit of office. We don't have anything zoned up on this side, which I think this could be more commercial pocket since we've got the demand. And then we got to start thinking maybe some offices down here, but maybe not right up against that residential. So maybe we do a little bit of a buffer here. Get a couple trees in. Still figuring out how to connect it all. And I think we've got 2 tiles we can buy right now. So one thing to consider is when you're planning out your tiles, especially on console or unmodded PC, you've only got 9 tiles, right? There are multiple mods, 25 tiles, 81 tiles, that allow you to basically unlock the entire map. And everything you see off in the distance is all buildable space in that case. On consoles, we've got 9 tiles. So we've got to kind of plan our build a couple different ways. One, for the aesthetics. What's going to look good? And I'm trying to get better at that. My old cities had really hard lines on the edge of the map. Like I would build right up to the edge of the tile, and you could very plainly see like where there was and wasn't accessible space. So I'm trying to kind of fold that into the terrain a little bit better. But the other thing to consider is if we want to do all the things that the map has to offer, let's look at the 9 tiles, right, that we can expand from if we just build the 3x3 square. So no shipping. It tells you what's available, percentage of buildable space, what kind of connections, and left to right, those are highway, rail, shipping, and air. So if we want shipping, we have to come up into this bay over here or this river up here. Both have shipping routes. Kind of odd to me that over there does not. That seems like a really accessible waterway, you know, as does this down here, but the only shipping area is up here in the top right. So we will probably go for that, if only to take advantage of everything, right? So we can build everything. I didn't mean to buy this tile. I mean, I think we were going to anyway. What the heck? It just auto-saved too. Man, I didn't. I swear I didn't. I didn't mean to buy that. I was just talking about expanding up this way, and now that we bought this tile, the thing I don't like about this tile is you've got this sensible area that you should be building out to, and it's not really accessible. Like, if we stop the city here, like, why would there not be any building on that perfectly flat farmland right there? But there are buildings here. Why would we build here but not build out to the water? Why would we build out to this waterway that doesn't have shipping connections? So what did I do so far? I connected these streets across. Dropped in some zoning up here. I guess take 2. Let's load it and not buy tiles we didn't mean to buy. All right, so I kind of rebuilt what we did before. I definitely need to check my pipes here. So let's just get that kind of overlapped and connected. Doesn't have to be perfect. Everything is looking good from a coverage perspective for water. While we're in there, though, water availability, pretty sad state of affairs. This is the pumping over here. Let's bring that over first. And then eco water outlet, I think we were using. So we'll do that and just get that connected in. Let's take a look. I think our water availability is going to increase a lot more than our sewage availability there. Once that building becomes active, that is. Which, if we throw it on 3 times speed, should happen a little faster. There we go. So what does that actually do? Okay, so we'll do one more. Since we're here, let's just throw one more of these on the system so that we don't have to come back and worry about sewage availability so soon again. What is it at? Okay, now it's pretty even. Power, I have a feeling we're going to need pretty soon. Well, that's all right. Fire coverage. Always good to talk about in my builds. We're doing pretty good. We're getting close on population, I think. Oh, we do have fire watch towers. So let's get on this, because if you're not new here, you know that I have problems with fire. So where do we kind of put this where it's not going to bother people from a noise perspective, but also something to consider is that when these helicopters take off, they have to go to water to pick up water. So if you put them right next to the water, generally faster response to fires. Now, we used up a ton of our money in that process. Did they increase the size, the coverage of these? That feels like a lot of area of coverage. Let's see what we can do here. We'll get a couple of these in to at least overlap a bit. Come on, autosave. Autosave and lag. Sip of Monster Ultra Sunrise Energy. 0 sugar. It's a little nod to Biffa, by the way, in case you didn't know. Trees are covered pretty good. I mean, we could throw one over here. This is eating up a lot of our money. See what happens if we go there. Is that pretty? That's pretty well covered. I mean, what are we going to do, right? Throw one out here. Out in the city limits. We can only help so much. And we're way low on money now. So let this play for a minute. Hopefully we can get up to 10,000 pretty quick. I think we've got enough residential zoning defined. We just kind of need the people to move in. Take a quick look through. 1, 2, 3, 4 police stations. We got a lot of fire stations. There we go. Wow, that was quick. So this is actually... That's actually not the button I meant to hit. So this is actually a good spot in our city. Let's really talk about this milestone, because there are some pretty cool things. First of all, level 6 unique buildings. I think that's the top level, right? So at this point, we've unlocked a lot of unique buildings for our map. Once we get all of the right ones in place, then we can drop in monuments if we get to 85,000. And we may do what I did in the series of Winterfell, which is build up a ridiculous high density grid area to get the milestones, to get the buildings in, to then delete all that, because it's not ultimately. I don't think we'll get to 85,000 in the natural course of this build. But let's talk about small cities, something that we absolutely can achieve and did achieve just now, in fact. So again, level 6 unique buildings, trains, monorails. Okay, that's cool, but we have above ground metro now, so that kind of scratches both those itches. We've got some new policies, and some of these are excellent at bringing in more money into our city. And then high-tech housing and high-rise ban, we definitely can look at turning those on. We've got things like cable cars, monorail tracks, and the roads to support those. But then we've also got some different stations and hubs creeping their way in. One of those being the Metro Intercity Bus Hub. So we're on pause. We paused the game. Let's go into policies. Let's talk about what we've unlocked, or maybe let's just review everything that we've got in place so far. I'll tell you what I have turned on. Not that any of these other policies are necessarily bad. They're not my playstyle. Smoke detector distribution. If you've seen my series, you know things love to burst into flames, so that's a no-brainer. Recycling reduces garbage accumulation. Also slightly reduces tax income, but makes us you have to worry about garbage a little less. That's always good. We've turned on recreational use because, and is that it on recycle plastics? So recycling centers work with plus 20% efficiency. Since that is our main garbage sorting facility right now, that's a good way to go. Okay, so let's jump over. Let's take a look at taxation. We don't need to change taxes for any specific type of zoning. I'm going to come over to city planning. Small business enthusiast, big business benefactor, industrial space planning. Let's talk about kind of just real quick how these work. So, small business enthusiasts. Perks for small businesses. Low density commercial buildings double their sales. Now the upkeep is what? 2 cents, 2 credits, whatever you want to call it, per low density commercial building. This should, by doubling sales, also doubles the tax revenue they're paying back into the city. High density commercial buildings with big business benefactor doubled their sales as well. And this is 4 cents per building, which even though we don't have any, we'll turn that on because when we do, we don't want to forget. And then industrial space planning allows zoned industry to work even more effectively by overlooking just a few work safety laws. Not too big of a deal. Doubles the amount of goods produced by zoned industry buildings. Upkeep is 6 cents or 6 credits, whatever we want to call it. I don't know. Per zoned industrial building. So I think it's credits, right? It's 6 of whatever the dollars are in this game. So we'll turn all of those on. The other 2 that we've unlocked right below it are high-rise ban and high-tech housing. So high-tech housing turns homes into cooler, smart homes to raise land value around them. That's awesome. Raised land value, better building levels, more education, better pay, better taxes. Like it steamrolls into all these things that are great for your city. So high-tech housing, these are all, by the way, things that we're doing citywide right now. Let me back up for 1 second. Go into districts, just because this is a good reminder in case people forget. I've defined a district over here, and this was specifically so we could have the green cities, green housing, and also looks like, yeah, the commercial as well. Now, if we go into inspect a district using the tool, or just click on the name if you're on PC, it's a little easier. Now we can interact with that district and do district-specific policies. So if I wanted, no high-rise ban on this district, not that I would, but let's say we wanted a couple high-rise buildings in a little district kind of really central to our downtown, we could turn off high-rise ban for just that. For right now, we'll leave it on. Now, we didn't turn on things like encourage biking yet. That's always good. And considering I think we were at 89% traffic, that's not too bad. We're doing all right there. Old Town can keep traffic within certain zones. That is, only residents and businesses can use that district for motor vehicle traffic. Not something you want to turn on citywide, because citywide it wouldn't do anything. But on a per district basis, that's a really useful one for helping with traffic. There's some other stuff that we will get into once we have better education. Actually, man, am I going to have to blow all my money because I just remembered I don't think we have a university yet? Ugh. Okay, let's see where we're at loan-wise. Pay and borrow. That doesn't get us much money, but we'll do it. 84,000. So, since we just hit a milestone and we don't need to grow anymore, economy, taxes, and we'll crank them up across the board. Make a little money, and then we'll see if we can get maybe the inner city bus station at a minimum. If not, we'll see if we've unlocked the hub for metro and inner city. So let's let this run until we aren't growing any longer, which won't take too long because we don't have residential demand right now. So it's going to drop off pretty quick, but it will get us a little bit of money in the bank before people complain too much. We're hovering right around 10,000. Not a bad spot. As soon as this dips into like single digits, here we go. Okay. So back to economy. Back down to 12. And yeah, let's see what we can do for a bus hub. So inner city bus hub is something new. I don't think it's part of the free update. I think it's part of Sunset Harbor, the DLC. But what this gets us, let's see here. Inner city bus station. Bus stations use coaches for people to travel to and from the city. So buses, up until now, were things that you defined routes for. Take people from here to here and stop here along the way. Airports, you never had to define routes for because you're just taking in traffic from outside of your city and getting people into the city. This kind of works that same way, but with coach buses. So give people more ways to come into your city from outside, bring in tourists, bring in business, and do so with buses. You don't have to do any bus lines or stops. Just place it on the road. This bus station, however, does have bus stops on it. So if you want to run bus lines to this bus station that then people can take, say, a coach bus to get out of the city, they could do that. We also could look at the hubs. Let's see what we've got. So this is a bus inner city bus hub, which kind of sounds an awful lot like the regular inner city bus hub. Metro inner city bus hub. Transportation hub designed to guide people to and from the city. Citizens can easily switch between inner city bus and metro, providing tourists with easy access to outside connections and public transportation. That sounds pretty good. That sounds like the one that we want. What do we got down here? Monorail bus hub. Monorail. We don't need monorails. So we're going to do the Metro Inner City Bus Hub. We're going to spend $65,000 doing that. So question is, where do we do this? I think we're going to overwrite. Here, let's play this for a minute so people stop complaining about the taxes. There we go. Everybody's happy. Everyone was happy. So where do we put this? I think we're going to blow away one of our metro stations. I like this one. I like the elevated station. This is cool over here, but this has, like, there's a nice little dead spot right here. So let's pause this. Let's delete this. We're going to destroy the station and send all those people on their way. We'll try and do this paused as much as possible so we don't break all the people waiting at the other metro station. Metro and inner city bus hub. So it looks like it has underground metro, which is fine. We'll throw it right there. And then we'll reconnect this up. So freeform, we'll hook it out just a little bit, right? Where's the intersection? There we go. And let's come into lines and fix this. So can we... Okay, we deleted that altogether. Good. X button, square on PlayStation, and I have no idea on Switch. Or just right-click on a PC. So we're going from A to B to A. Really simple. All we've done here is take our what was on-ground metro station, move it underground, and park a bus terminal on top of it. So let's hit play at 3 times speed. Let's go down here on the ground and see what it looks like in person. Shame on me. Did we figure out a mascot yet for this town? I don't remember. I'm sure we'll know when we see it. There he is. We've used the elephant before. That was Poochie. We haven't used the wolf. The wolf would be okay. Someone remind me in the comments, please. I apologize. If we did land on a mascot, right now this is our temporary mascot. Wolf or bear, let me know in the comments down below and throw out a name suggestion, because I don't think we came up with one yet. People are pouring into that metro station. Are these individual bus lines? That's actually kind of cool. I think that does also combine central bus station to get people moving in and out. So we've got a little happening hub area right here. It's looking pretty good. Let's go right in it. We'll go right into first person. Just kind of walk around here. So yeah, I think we can use these. So this is kind of interesting. What are those buses? What are those stairs going up to? Because I guess you're going up into the building, but it's kind of weird, right? Because why do you need all those people to access an upstairs? I mean, I guess you want lounges and stuff. You know, restaurants, restrooms. I guess they're all upstairs. Although I would figure that they'd be over here in this building. But whatever. Logistics, let's not worry about it. It's a nice new addition to our city. It's got some parking. It's got this poor house right next door all run down. I think this is one of the... what is this? The Campus Content Creator Pack by King Leno. I love the look of these. They're just like... They're cool little houses that are run down. Shopping carts, junk in the front yard. And they have different levels of disrepair and disarray depending on the level of the building itself. So that's I was hoping we hang out long enough here, we'll see a coach bus come in off the highway. It's got to come in this way. Can we see what the buses are doing? Tourism, transport. All right, well, we'll figure it out. This should highlight any vehicles, right, that are going back and forth. Oh, here we go. Okay, you see those two blue things coming in on the road? Wait, pause. Where are they? I just saw them. Don't walk up on me. So there's our coach buses coming in from the outside world. Slow down. Don't drive like a maniac in my city, please. Okay, don't drive that slow. 2 times speed is good. That's ridiculous. Don't drive so slow. That's dangerous. So where do they pull in? I think they pull in on this little... Oh no, they pull right into the stations, the little bus stop things. I thought they'd pull in on the right side there. Where was I trying to go to? I was trying to go to cinematic camera and walk and see the process of our first citizens getting off the buses. They actually exited the baggage area, and then they went up the stairs, I guess so as to not cross. And maybe you come up to go down in the metro, and then apparently they circle around the building and run a bunch of pedestrians over. So thank you for using the bus. Your ticket means that you won't sue us. So I guess people kind of enter through there, and they're either going underground to the metro, or they're walking over here to the bus terminals so that they don't have to walk in front of all the... Like, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you walk this way to go into the building, to go upstairs, to come down here when you're already blocking this sidewalk off anyway? It's like, hey guys, just take 10 steps this way. Okay. Looks like it's a pretty popular way to get in, and in this case out of the city. So what are we, scaring people off with this bear at the bus terminal? Maybe we shouldn't do that. So that's our first hub building, right? We can bring bus traffic in, get them connected to the metro. So that's really nice to do that in that same building. Where are we at? We're holding tight at 90% traffic wise. So I'm pretty excited with that. Let's see where we're at and what we didn't talk about. We didn't talk about, I don't think I've done much cable cars in my builds except for one dead line at a kind of a ski resort just for decoration. We could do things like the yoga garden. We need to do a university. That's right. So we're going to do the default university for now. We'll figure out a way to build one in at some point down the road. This is a commercial block. Where can we cram this in? Can we get it? We can't get it there, huh? So let's get it right here where we're overwriting as little as possible, I guess. So there is our first university for the city. It's not the best placement, right? It probably would have been better up here. Will it fit there? Let's waste a bunch of money. Because the thing that I like about up here, if we can get it next to the clinic. Space already occupied. What's it already occupied by? Why can't I place it there? So I know I can't overwrite the clinic. Is there something else down here that it shouldn't let me overwrite? Space already occupied by what? So it'll let me go over here on this block. Let's do that. Sure. Now we'll come back in here, and I want to maybe break this zone, just so there is a tiny little bit of a buffer around our university. So let's not have anybody move in right there, or right there, or in really tiny houses. No. No, sir. No. I'm going to let you finish. Okay, no. Didn't have to. Moved out already. So now we've got a university right across the street from a metro stop, which you can get to from the other metro stop, which happens to be in our bus station. So I guess one thing we should check before we call it quits for the day is if we go to buses and bus lines. We can't. I was wondering if we could use those as bus lines, but I think we need to have a bus terminal in the city first. But I don't know if we can use those. I know that you can with the normal intercity bus station, but this is a hub for metro, so I don't think we can combine bus and metro and intercity bus. But we will we'll test it out in a future episode. I don't think so. I think we need one of the bigger hub buildings that we haven't unlocked yet. Let's take a little cinematic flyby of the city. So hopefully you enjoyed today's episode. We've got a little intercity bus mixed into our city here. We'll test out some of the other hub buildings where appropriate. We don't want to scale too large. We bought some tiles accidentally and then rebuilt all that. A lot of stuff. Mascot wise, if we landed on one already, again, I apologize. I don't think that we did though. So bear or wolf, and what's your pick and what's your suggested name? Let me know in the comments down below. If you're still here, then you probably care, and I really appreciate that. Since you are still here, likes, comments, and shares really help the channel a lot and are greatly appreciated. I say it every time, and I mean it every time. It really does help the channel. So if you're new here, subscribe and consider hitting the bell to get notifications for updates in this and other series. And there will be other series coming at some point. I want to get back into some tutorials. I want to get into some other games. I need to get back on the live stream because we're one episode into the latest live stream city build, and we got to get back on that, because that is really fun to participate with all you. Stay tuned on the Discord for updates on that. I'll try and give you a little bit of notice. It's usually spur of the moment kind of thing, and I kind of decide that day that, you know, today's the day I go live. Follow me on Twitter and join the Discord to get involved in the discussion. If you'd like to support the channel, that's also greatly appreciated. Links to that and all those other things in the description down below. Keep an eye out for new videos Wednesdays and weekends. I'm gonna get back to the Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing at some point. But I've been having a tough time lately, to be honest with you. So hopefully you'll bear with me. Keep an eye out. We'll do live streams. We'll get back to more regular updates. But in the meantime, Lots more to do and talk about in Swampscott. It's better than it sounds. I don't know if that comes through on the mic, but my daughter is doing something on the floor upstairs, dragging toys around. It makes me smile. Maybe it comes through the mic, maybe it doesn't. If it doesn't, it's all the better, because it's just a bunch of noise. Life during quarantine with a 3-year-old in the house. Tons of fun. Hopefully you're staying in, staying safe, and enjoying some YouTube. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Until the next one, though, from the town of Swampscott, it's better than it sounds. This is Move the Mouse, signing off.